All right, guys, here's a clip from the live stream of We Own the Float. There's Mike, and he interviewed me this week, and I'm just giving you a clip of it, so we'll go from here. Enjoy the video.
Yeah.
It goes down the same path. But the craziest part, Mike, is doing this homework got me to my next video that I'm making. And that's the one where my mind is just blown right now. And I can't wait because it actually just hit me like an hour ago. I was sitting here going through it, and then I saw it and I go, wait, I got to do this video. And I got to start looking. And it's the origins of GameStop. That's
Okay.
the video I'm going to do, because what I uncovered, and I had explained it on one of my live streams or one of my other videos, just yesterday. And everybody started watching it. It was talking about how their CEO, the one who died, they had one who died of brain cancer in 2009. And that was, from 2009 all the way, he was the CEO from 2010 to 2017. He died in 2017, 2018. And that's when GameStop started falling to pieces, right? And you're like, oh, it's coming down. No, it's been coming down forever because these guys were in it. Private equity was there. And I know it all. Like, I've been following it from the beginning. I could draw it all the way back, and guess where they met up, man? Oh, Federated, Macy's, the same shit that
Federated.
Beyond
I
did.
haven't heard that in a while, man. Federated.
Yeah. Well, you got to know who owned that. That was Drexel Burnham Lambert, and that was Apollo. So they did it back in the 90s, back in the 80s. They leveraged them. They got them to file for bankruptcy. They also leveraged Zales Jewelers. So all the CEOs from those companies, or all the senior officers from those companies, work today, right now, on retail companies, and those are the seeds they plant. So if you're looking at Kohl's, that's going to be their CEO. I forget his name right now. Thomas something. He's their new CEO. He's like 74 years old as hell, and he's borrowing $1.5 billion in January. They don't even have money, and so they're being leveraged. Kohl's is. The next one was Sue Gove at Bed Bath & Beyond. She comes from Zales as well. And so they're all Apollo-run companies. There's numerous other guys. I'm a lot of names right now in my head as far as private equity. And if you know the path, if you know like where they're going, where they've been, then you know they all have the same track record, man. You can't break it.
I do got to say this, though. I mean, I think I mentioned this before. The amount of effort that you do in putting stuff together and digging through shit. I mean, there was another YouTuber that asked me, they're like, do you talk to Marantz like all the time? I'm like, no, like actually I don't. But they're like, how does he have time to do that? And what he does, it's pretty cool. Do you know how he does it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not in his fucking house like looking at what he does. But one thing I do know is the fact that, again, I'm gonna give you props. People don't like your delivery sometimes, right? So people don't like how you come across and say certain things. The amount of feedback that I got when the reverse split was actually, or the conversion or the settlement was actually settled when AMC dropped, and I know you're having a party over there. The amount of people that were messaging me, can't believe you're friends with that guy. Can't believe you respect him. Can't believe this. And I was like, you're going to let someone else determine how you feel because of something like he's not the one over there doing all the shit. Adam Marin is. The executives are. It's not him. We don't have the power. I was mentioning this earlier. We don't have the power to move markets. If we get all the YouTubers together, like we just don't. But I just want to give you props because there's times where I've been asleep and we get in the middle of the night and they say you just dropped a video like 30 minutes ago. And I'm like, what the fuck? You don't sleep, bro? Like,
I'll tell you, Mike, because people ask me all the time. They ask me that question. And one thing, it's never personal. Well, it's never personal. I don't know you own the stock, right? Like whoever's out there making comments to me, I have no idea that they even exist. I'm making the videos for educational purposes, as in to enlighten people what's happening, right? Like what the movement and why it's happening. And this is how we can call out the stuff. But how do I have the time? Well, I sleep about 3 hours a day. I do that. If I sleep 4, then that's really good. You know, it's my son's first day of 8th grade today. I got to go pick him up. But in between, I'm making videos and I'm grinding on that end. All my kids are grown other than him, so I have a lot of free time on that. But I work about 10 to 12 hours a day at work. Right. So when I'm not at work, I come home, I grind, but my wife grinds, right? So she works really hard. So it's not that I'm neglecting her. I just don't have time to see her when we're at different shifts. We see each other every weekend, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have a 3-day run. So Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. Now I work.
Dancing and stuff like that. And hang
Yeah, we go out
Yeah.
dancing. We go out. We do our thing. We met dancing. We love dancing. We club. We do our thing. But we don't gamble. We don't spend money that we don't have, and we're really just living within our means. And so we lock it in. We dial it in, and then she allows me to dial it in. And I say, babe, I'm gonna go into the lab. So I formed my own little studio here in my house, and I was able to get all my research stuff because you don't know this stuff, Mike. I'll give you an example. It's not normal. I'll just put it that way, right? Like
No,
the
100% it's not.
no. So the amount of studying I do is, and I don't have to give myself like this pat on the back. I'll just tell you, it started like at a really young age. My brother and I.
Okay.
I don't know if you know my brother's channel and his show.
Yeah, he does sports, right?
Sports. Rico knows.
Okay.
So it's really like it's intense. Like I talked to him right now on the phone, and he's like, "Hey man, I gotta go. I'm in the lab." Like it's just what we do. Like we check in with each other. We want to see like the direction of the channels that we were forming, the communities, and then we give each other advice, like delivery, approach, all that. And I'm unapologetic. I get that, and I'm rough at times. But if you hang out with me, or if you spend enough time with me, then you'll realize exactly what I'm cut. Right? You can't judge me off that 5-minute video where I'm excited. If you spend enough time, then you know I'm a family man. I'm about it, and the info and the way it gets out. So the luxuries that we have, my brother and I, is we grew up without Google. This first thing. Our grandfather was like this. Our grandfather wanted to win Jeopardy. That was like his whole thing in life.
Okay.
I want to win Jeopardy. So he would order encyclopedias every year, Encyclopedia Britannica. So we would have, and people don't know this, they would sell them door to door, and you would get like 27 volumes, 28 volumes, and there were books. And every year he'd buy a new set of books. So the old set of books we would get. So we would get them, and we would take a book, and we would pick a letter, and we would just start memorizing shit out of the encyclopedia. So we would memorize like population, density of population, the year this was built, and we pick the letter P, and you'd go Peru, and you just go down the list. And so we started doing that. Then we started getting baseball cards and football cards and basketball cards and reading the back of them. We didn't read the stats. Like we know the stats, right? But we wanted to know, where were they born? What was their height and weight? What were the accolades that people want to give you? Because you want to have the info no one else has. Right. And that helps you, right? So we learned all of that growing up. And it helped us become like really good athletes, good at simple math and all that stuff. But the way it correlates to the adult world is we joined the military. So we both went to college, and then we went to the Army. And when we went to the Army, we both were selected. I was selected first. I had made sergeant in under 2 years' time and grade, and I had made the Soldier of the Year fiscal year 2003, MACOM Soldier of the Year. There's only like 8 of them in the whole country, and I was one of them. And I called him, and I said, "Hey, bro, it's so easy. They put you in a room with Army manuals, and all you got to do is memorize everything." And he was like, "Oh, that's cake," because our recall's crazy. So I was like, "All right. You go in there, you memorize everything. What's the maximum effective range of an M16A2 rifle? Sergeant Major, the maximum effective range of an M16A2 rifle, M16A2 rifle is 3,600 meters, like whatever it may be, right? Or 30, whatever it was, 3,600 meters or 1,800 feet per second. You would have to know the trajectory. You would have to know all this stuff, right? And the muzzle velocity. You had to know everything about the military back then. And I was studying, and I won. And I was like the top soldier for the whole USFK. And I called him and I said, "Hey, bro, you can do it." So he won it the next year, right? He won the whole thing. And they thought it was me because we're twins. So like, you can't win it twice, bro.
Oh, you guys are twins. See, I didn't know that. You guys are twins. All right.
We're identical twins. So when you see him, it's pretty crazy. And you hear our deliveries, it's the same. It's just wild. So he's been in the military 20 years. He still studies every day about sports, every day. So he started making a channel about sports. I studied finance. Right? Yeah, he's TikTok, and he has YouTube as well, but his YouTube's not as big. His TikTok's like 90,000 people, like 5 million views a month or whatever it is, a week, I don't know. They pay different. It's weird over there. It's not nearly as structured as YouTube has to be, but TikTok's like a thumb, right? You just slip, and next thing you know, you're at the next page, and then you see him, and you add him, and then you go on. So he's always telling me, he's like, "Man, TikTok is a different grind than YouTube." And I was like, "Bro, build your brand, build what you do." Like, we all have he has even a quote like I do. I have my own sayings. He has his. We work at it because it's something that's a hobby of ours that we've always wanted to do. And we were doing a show together for a little bit, and it was just off the rails. It was too much because he's wild. But so anyway, back to the whole studying all night. So that's our mindset, to memorize things, to go in it, you read it, you recall it, and you break it down. So my wife, I'm not gaming anymore. I used to game, Mike. I used to be a WoW player.
All the
I don't
time,
know if you know World of Warcraft. I don't know if you know what that
Right.
game is.
Yeah.
It'll change your life. It'll take over your life. So I used to be a WoW player, and so I don't go to the movies. I don't play video games. I don't watch sports. I don't even watch the news most of the time. I watch finance stuff, like I get the headlines, but my TV's off most of the day. And
Right.
I literally read and study. That's why I tell people, if you wanted to catch up, you better be working harder than me when it comes to reading and knowing what the hell we're doing. Because if I'm not reading something, if I'm not educating myself, then I'm not grinding. So when people say, how do you have the time or you don't have the energy, they don't know what the layout is. They haven't laid out every ounce of their day, every second of their day. And until they do that, then they'll never be what the information needs to get out. So that's I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah, that's one thing that it's like when I see you, I know you put a lot of work, because you would say those things that you say when you're live streaming, when you're doing something, the amount of work that you're putting in, or you'll just talk about something. I'm like, man, like that's not something where you just like know by accident. That's something because you've been digging through shit and you've been going through stuff for hours and hours and hours. One thing that I don't think people really realize, they hear your delivery and they're like, I'm done. But they don't appreciate, if you just take out the delivery sometimes, and they appreciate what you're saying, that you're actually trying to help them, trying to save them money or trying to save them fucking anything, their livelihood, because they're getting, as someone said, they're getting raped out here. It's just they're getting slaughtered. They can't appreciate the hours they put in, because what they get is they get that 5, 7 minute, 10-minute video, and that's it. They don't see those hours that I put in and that grind. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions if you don't mind.
Oh man, I got all night, brother. I'm off today.
Oh, okay, cool, man. So GameStop right now, the price of GameStop is right now $19.24. Where do you see the price going over the next maybe week or next couple of days?
Well, earnings will come out next month. Mm-hmm. A month from now, earnings will be out, and I can see a run up to about 60 to 80% increase. We took off from $15 last time and went all the way up to 27.
27. Yeah.
I can see us running from this point right now at 19, and you're going to look for a better push towards 32, towards 34. I'm looking at around 31, 32. That's just me. I guessed 27 last time and it hit 27. I just guess stuff.
Right.
But how do I even come to those conclusions? People are out there, don't understand the compression of what this is, but I plan on really drawing it out on my next video, just to show you like how this was set up from the beginning. Like GameStop was set up to fail, brother. And I don't mean like, a couple of shorts, or they made a bet of a couple $1,000,000 and they got it wrong. I'm talking about this whole world. When they see something, they pounce, they jump. They all
pounce. Is it pounce?
Yeah, they pounce, bro. Oh, that's Adam Aaron's word, bro. What do you want me to tell you? It's happening. Like, I don't even know how bad. I mean, I feel so bad, dude. I read stuff and I'm just like, are you guys kidding? Like, okay, did you read the new article? I put a video out just a little while ago for Wedbush.
No.
So Wedbush, if they're traditionally known to be short sellers on GameStop. They don't like GameStop. They give them a price target of $6, whatever it may be. So anytime Michael Pachter gets in front of a camera, he speaks bad about GameStop.
Okay.
So he does an article today. It was yesterday, I think, with Alicia Reese, who puts a price target on AMC over the last couple of years. She's at $2, $3 a share. That's her price point. And they come out and they go, yeah, well, AMC is going to be able to now pay off all their debt with the share offerings they're doing, and they're going to become profitable. They put out this article yesterday. And that's if they can maintain a $9 per share price point and sell off the 400 million shares that are available to them. Now, let me tell you guys something. This is the part where they're leveraging you out. It's called the leverage buyout. When I remember, I have I have the whole playbook, right, for private equity. They come in, they plant their seeds, and now they leverage you out. And the way you leverage out is you dilute the float, and then you reverse stock split it right behind it. But the dilution of the float was not a vehicle that you were involved with. It was ape. And, I don't use the word raped. I use aped. You got aped. So
That's
the way it
that's a
works.
good point.
Oh yeah. So watch. They took you didn't want to dilute your float, so they diluted 1 billion shares, and now they reverse stock split it and convert it, and he's going to offer 25 million shares, like a taste, little drug. 25 million shares, what they're going to do, and you don't know who's buying that, but that's almost 20% of the company, and someone's going to offer it, and they think it's going to the public, like open market. No, guys. I'm going to explain something to everybody, and I want people to know this part. When you're a distressed credit investor, okay, and that's what you call short hedge funds. They give out money to companies that are distressed. They need money. They have it in the bylaws, in the books, in the fine writing. You can't do anything without their approval. They're the bondholders. You don't have the cash. So when they suspend the covenants, they know exactly. You want to know why they deployed shares to Mudrick? Because Mudrick held the bonds. Do you know why they deployed shares to Silver Lake? Because Silver Lake held the bonds. Do you know why they gave shares to Antera? Because Antera held the bonds. Who do you think they're giving 20% of this company to? They have to agree to sell it to someone, and Adam Aaron doesn't get to pick who, because he doesn't run this company.
No, he does not.
That's the truth. It's going to happen this way. You're going to get leveraged, and it's at 25 million shares. So when Michael Pachter comes out there and says, all they have to do is do this, and they're going to sell off their debt, that's just to keep retail in it. It's false hope. It's to keep you there, because guess who's shorting it? He is, and everyone else. The whole damn world is shorting this stock right now, because you can't stop it. And Tura, when Ape converted, right? Ape came out, it got distributed to everybody, and Tura didn't buy Ape until they shorted it themselves for 4 months. They knocked it all the way down to 60 cents, walked in, got a pipe deal, and took the company. That's called a leverage.
They made a profit on the way up.
It's a leverage buyout. It's an LBO, guys. Go Google it, go look it up, and this is how you get out of your company. So here's the best part for Adam Aaron, though. He doesn't have to answer to it. He's going to get leveraged out. We needed the money, we needed the cash, we got to go, and he's going to get moved out, but he's going to get a golden parachute on the way out. There's no way they last this long.
What's this? AMC right here. Somebody just put AMC cost to borrow 84%. 0 AMC shares available to borrow. AMC cost to borrow max is like 1.06 AMC threshold. 36 days. After the threshold is 35 days. Shorts forced to cover all the FTDs.
No.
Let's go AMC. That is. I'm sorry. I don't know the name. I don't want to try the name, but that is that's a pipe dream right there. That's definitely not.
That's
true.
not factually correct. That's completely wrong. They're reading all the key trigger words that people push out in front of them. They don't cover. Okay, they don't cover. They don't close. They do none of the above. When people see shares on the FTD list, I want people to know this part, because I hate it. I hear it every day. First, let's do cost to borrow. Let's cross that road. Cost to borrow is increased. To all you guys out there, market makers increase the cost to borrow because they know you're going to borrow it. Okay, it's not that it's difficult to find. It's none of the above. When you see a cost to borrow go up, guys, be very aware that they know you're going to borrow it. So you're going to short it anyway, and they're going to pay the price to do it, but it's an annualized cost to borrow. It's annulated, so you don't have to pay that full amount this week, that month. They're paying fractions of what it is to cost to borrow. So for guys to think that this is going to cripple a short or it's so hard to borrow, it's none of the above. They're getting paid a premium initially up front. They'll return it back to them after the conversion and after the stock falls down. Now, when do they deliver your shares? The same thing. They're going to wait for this dilution to complete. There's going to be so many shares out there at a cheaper price in a week or two than there is today. They don't have to. They can let it sit on threshold. If you invested money just based off of what's on the threshold list, Mike, then guess what we do? We go print up the damn reg show list every night, and we just buy those companies moving forward. And that's everybody. Because guess what? They're going to deliver the shares, and then they're going to go up because they're going to close the... No, that's the stupidest... It's unreal. It doesn't work that way.
One of the things that I did almost to that, and I'll say one of my fault, I used to look at one of the most shorted companies, and I'm like, oh, let me put some money into those. That's not how you make money.
The most shorted company in the world is Apple. Like, when people figure that out, it's the most shorted company in the world, and that's because there's 17 billion shares.
Thanks,
right?
PVV. He says, for speaking the truth, we're both shields. He's good.
Oh.
He's messing around though. He's messing around.
Oh yeah, no, it's cool, man. I know, they're all good. And that's why he says that means nothing. So without a doubt, when they started listing all this, this percentages and all that, I learned from a short. I actually I interviewed a short seller, and he told me straight to my face. He goes, Marantz, when you see a cost to borrow increase, he's like, that they're shorting it. He's like, that's the only reason why they're increasing the cost to borrow. He's like, because they know they're going to get the price that they're asking for, and people are going to do it anyway. So it's really simple for me. But as far as what's going to happen next, I mean, come on, Mike. It's about to be bad. About to be real bad.
Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question here. Is what do you have to say? I mean, I've already went over this, but to everybody that thinks that when Adam Aaron gets money, he's going to pay off debt. I mean, do you think
that's not what he said?
No, these are people are saying this. A lot of people are saying this, that when he gets money, he's going to pay off debt. I've seen a couple of tweets, and this is something that I'm shadow banned on Twitter right now, by the way, so I can't, tweet or even say anything.
No, I don't even tweet, really.
Yeah, I know. I see you pop in every once in a while. But someone has says that Adam Aaron can actually raise, with the amount of shares that he has, he can raise roughly $7 billion, pay down to $5 billion, and have $1 to $2 billion left over in the war chest with being debt-free company. And I was like, but the numbers they put out is obviously, it's ridiculous. But what do you have to say to everybody out there knowing that Adam Aaron is not going to pay down debt? Their whole play is to actually have debt. What do you say about that?
Let's talk about like three things there. Okay. First off, that's not how the stock market works. If you're going to sell your shares to people at a price, it will then in turn dilute the value of the shares you're selling. So unless someone's going to come through and buy all the shares at one lump sum, i.e. buy the company, it's not possible. That's not the way math works, and that's not the way the market works. That is the first thing. It's nonsense. Next, him paying off debt, just the idea of paying off debt. It's not in the playbook. That's the problem. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. He had $2 billion. He had $2 billion, and they didn't pay off their debt. They restructured, they swang, and they enriched themselves, the insiders. He could have done this a whole different way, but he didn't do that. He decided to buy more theaters, bury himself even further, leverage himself even further to the short, and to a cash burn that you can't control. There's no way. If I give you cash, and he says in the earnings report, he literally said, I will buy new movie theaters, new movie screens, and install some ACs. Nowhere in there did he say he was going to service debt. It's not part of it. And I'll tell you why you don't service the debt. There's two reasons why you don't service debt on a leveraged company like this. One, if you were to pay off the debt, and this is what people don't know, there is a make-whole premium charge. That means that when you pay off the debt completely, they actually charge you additional interest. That means the dollar amount you're looking for, you need even more than. So you'd be paying extra if you were to pay it off early.
So it's like that. It's not like a car loan where you have X amount of interest or you pay it off. You actually save that. This is like if you actually pay it off, you're going to get penalized. Senior
notes get their percentage. They get their points. Period. There's no paying down the principal. No. And when they go out there and they go, oh well, we restructured the debt.
Right.
Yeah. For how many points? And for how long are you stretched out? Because it happens again. It's like it's resetting a credit card. I can keep making a payment on this credit card, and you know what the credit card does? Oh, you're making those payments. We're going to increase your limit. Yeah. I'll let you know what happens there. So the scariest part for me is people think that they have to service debt or that they have to pay it off, and they don't. That will get paid off in bankruptcy. In bankruptcy, senior notes will get settled, and the categories as you go down, if you look at Bed Bath & Beyond's a perfect example, the security holders will be deleted. They'll be terminated. You will not get any type of severance. So they're not going to get a single dollar for these shares. So for the guys who say they're going to write it to zero, well, welcome to it, because zero's coming. And I know it's not coming tomorrow. I get it. You guys movies are forever. I get that too. AMC's forever. I get that 3. But you're not. Equity shareholders are not forever. and your shares will be delisted. You will get devalued. You will get out of here. And it's going to happen, dude. It's going to happen faster than people think. From now in the next 3 years, you will see a complete change of the industry and this company, even in, the shadow of what it is. And 3 years, Mike, I guarantee it. I put my son's life on it. 3 years. There is nothing you can do about the $3 billion. They made $8 million this quarter. 3 months, $8 million. How do you pay $3 billion? You're going to share. You're going to do a share offering. I'd really like to know who's going to buy your mistake.
Right.
Nobody. That's it. It's really easy.
No, it's like there's a lot of people. I only see in the comments right now. A lot of people are talking about Fidelity. Something's wrong with Fidelity, and you see they're actually setting up so their AMC's going to run. Let me ask you this, man.
They're going to run their mouth. They're going to. That's about it.
I do say the retail investors always last to know because what's going on. You, myself, everybody, we're always last to know. We don't know what the hell's going on behind the scenes, and people that say that they do, we don't. We actually don't. I mean, I don't care how in you are. You're never in the know unless you're in the boardroom. Unless you know what's going on. Unless you're part of that company who's tearing it from within. We have no idea what the hell is going on. But what's your thoughts about, because it's been popped up here quite a bit. What's your thoughts? What do you think is going on with Fidelity? I mean, I haven't logged into my account or anything. What do you think is going on with Fidelity? People are having trouble. That's just Fidelity's down just in general.
Nothing. Maintenance? I don't know. I don't worry about Fidelity. Yeah. What are you guys worried about? You guys going to sell it right now? Is MOAS happening today? That's not it. I want to touch on this question here, or this comment that was right here.
What's that?
It says, Marantz, that's over $100 million than the second quarter of last year. Dude, that's a great increase. The Zen holder says.
Okay.
Zen holder, I agree. It's a great improvement over the previous year. The unfortunate part, AMC doesn't have that much time. They don't have years. They don't have the ability to pay. It's like starting a race 3,000 miles behind the starting line. You can be as fast as you want. You're never going to get there. I'm just telling you, it's that bad.
So does Adam Aaron, does he last for 3 years? Does Adam Aaron last for 3 years? Does Adam Aaron last for 3 years?
Oh, he won't. No. He's estate planning. What are we talking about?
So he's gone next summer. What do you think?
I'd give him 2 years, and I'd give Sean Goodman 2 years. But Sean Goodman's definitely gone. You guys got to know that part. There's a reason why he's selling every single share he owns. In the bylaws, it says you have to have at least 5 years of your salary worth of shares. And how the hell is he going to get 5 years of salary worth of shares?
They changed the dates on it. Did they extend it out?
They extended it out 3 years. 3 years.
3 years, right? So,
3 years from last year. So you guess what happens in 2 years? He won't have 5 years salary worth of shares.
But if he retires, that pretty much just a wash, becomes nothing, correct?
Nothing. No penalty, no harm, no foul. It's written in there.
How about if he goes to a different company?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. As long as he's no longer part of AMC.
And he won't be.
He won't be. So Adam Aaron and him, because I saw your video on that, and it was that's obviously something I didn't know. And we were talking about that. So you're saying that Adam Aaron, I'm not saying that you're saying, but so it appears to be that Goodman and Adam Aaron will be pretty much around for maybe 2 years or less.
So check this out, Mike. They didn't know retail was coming, dude. Okay, they didn't know you were coming. They know guys like you, guys like the Common Sense Investor, guys out here pushing out AMC in a positive light to say, this is what we want to do. We want to make a positive investment. They were setting up for bankruptcy in 2019. It was already written. They were already going to do mass layoffs. Everything was going through. They were already leveraged because they had one of their best years. They actually had statistically their best year ever, 2018, profit-wise. But most sales ever, 2019. They lost $160 million that year. How are you going to bring in almost $6 billion worth of sales, movie theater sales, and lose that much money? Well, check this out. When they set it up, they bring in the new CFO. Remember, restructuring a company, setting it up for bankruptcy, you bring in a CRO, a chief restructuring officer. That's what you do. Go look at Bed Bath & Beyond. They did it with Holly Etlin. You can go look at it with Neiman Marcus. They did it with Mark Bellinson. There's so many people that are CROs that go through and they restructure companies. And That's exactly what Sean Goodman was coming in to do. He was going to restructure, get set up for bankruptcy. What happened? The pandemic happened. Pandemic happens.
Plandemic.
Yes, you know that. The pandemic happens. They go through and they start offering their company to all the debt holders. Hundreds of millions of shares of dilution. And they went ahead and lifted that restriction from insiders to hold shares. So they had a window of opportunity to sell through. And you know what happened? You know what they didn't see coming? You guys. And when you guys showed up, that pumped up the bags, that full display. Now, guess what you have to deal with? Adam Aaron dancing in front of you every night. He wasn't saying, dude, did you know he didn't tweet for like a year and a half?
Yeah.
He didn't tweet for a year and a half. And then his first tweet back was, I'm going to be on Trade Show in March. He tweeted that. So they knew what they had. They deployed their missile and they all cashed out on it, man.
I remember I was pumped up when I opened my notification and saw Adam Aaron followed me. I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. I have a CEO follow me. And I'm like, fuck that guy now. Like,
that's cool. Okay, you want to hear like a little snippet of what like I'm putting together?
Yeah.
You know who Bill Pulte is?
Yeah.
And did you know Pulte Homes? Did you know that their CFO was GameStop CFO back in the day?
I did not know that. No.
Yeah, I know. That's the type of shit I'm digging up, bro.
All right.
I'm waiting. Oh, brother, wait till I put this shit together. I have it all. And
somebody asked me like, well, AMC, you're going to start making GameStop videos. I'm like, I don't need to make GameStop videos. There's just plenty of people like this. No, I definitely not going to do it for Suit. I'm not going to do it for Suit.
Yeah, no, Suit something else. No, Mark, it's whatever, dude. You're more than welcome. Hey, tell me the truth. What was that a screen? Did you Photoshop that from Pachanga?
I can't talk about that here, but no, it's not a photo. That's legit.
Legit. Hey, Mike, let me tell you something, bro. We ain't gonna talk about it here, but I'm telling you, bro. Text me later, bro. No, I'm joking, man. My wife goes, who is it? And I go, don't worry, babe. We're good. That's my boy. We're good. Nah, man. I won't bring it up. We're good. No, hey, when I tell you I'm working on stuff, like, look at this. Look at this. My stuff's open at all times. Okay. I'm always on something. I even got a damn Costco magazine that I'm reading in between. Like, if people even knew, like, oh, guys. If you're not educating yourself on finance, hey, man, well, then what the hell are you doing with your life?
Raider Bo, what's up, dog? Hey, I did something, and I was going to, and I actually got busy, and I was kicking myself. Because, I drink this, Celsius. I drink it all the time, right?
Celsius, yeah. I know what it is.
I drink it all the time. They had earnings, man, and I was like, you know what? And like, let me go ahead and I'm gonna buy, a chunk. I'll probably, maybe put like, I don't know, a decent amount on some calls, right? See how they do. Maybe $2-3 out of the money.
I buy shares, bro. But yeah, I hear you.
And man, they went up like $30.
Oh.
And I was like, what? And I was looking, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And I look and they just blew it out the water. I'm like, man, and I don't know. I was like in the pool, or I was riding scooters or something with the kids, and totally forgot about it. And I was like, fuck. So one thing that I think I heard you mention this, and this was quite some time. I said, if you're going to invest, look at the stuff that you use, right? Stuff that you use, invest into that.
It's called Lynchianism. It's Peter Lynch and them. Peter Lynch says you buy everything you touch. So that's
Common Sense Investor. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Oh yeah, Common's here. He's my guy. I'm just checking. I walk outside about every hour just to check the neighborhood, make sure people are good. That's it, bro.
He says, "Is Rand's head really that big?"
Oh, is that old boogie there?
Here, let me start. Just talk like this. We'll be even, man. She's like,
no. If you want me to do it, you comment. We don't even have to click on him. I can do the whole Common Sense Investor.
Go ahead, do.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back. It's another video. I just want to know why Adam Aaron stole all our money. Somebody tell me what the hell just happened. I'm a common sense investor. I don't know what the hell's going on. Mike Morantz, he's got a big head. We got something else real big, too. Yes, he does. That's what I was told. I don't know. I didn't see it. That was my bank account, bro. My bank account. All right. Yeah, no, I love that guy.
Yeah, it's cool. I know you guys had dealings in the back of the day, but then you guys had them on. I think you made a clip of them,
Yeah,
it was
well,
cool,
it's
man.
all respect.
Yeah.
I had said, hey, I'm a content creator. I do some homework. I do some research, but I have so much respect for Common Sense Investor, way more than I do than Tony De Niro. I have respect for you, obviously, but like
Thank you.
Common Sense Investor came through and he said, Marantz, he said, I was wrong. He goes, Marantz, I was wrong and you were right. He goes, I'm man enough to say that. He goes, and I'm sorry. And of course, I still kicked his ass. I was like, yeah, whatever, bro. No. He asked me a question. I said, you don't know that answer? I'm like, you should know that answer. You should do the homework. But, I can't. And let me do that too, Mike. Let me just tell everybody. I know we're sitting here talking, but I don't do this by myself. I do the connecting the dots. I do a lot of the research. But if I didn't have the community that we crowdsource, the Discord that I have, that whole family, and them, like you get to know those guys. Those guys are just as much of my show as I am. So shout out to them. Shout out to Linda Real. Shout out to Ruben and Kyoto and Almo. And there's so many guys, right? You'll say like Sue. There's so many different dudes out there that have information. Raiderbo as well. So you guys think like you guys don't have a voice out there, like the guys behind the camera, like, you guys watching the show. But the truth is, guys like myself, and I would assume like CSI and even Mike, where it's like, hey, you send a message and we read it. And it definitely, like I get, like somebody sent me a video and he's like, hey, Marantz, I want you to watch this and tell me what you think. I make a whole video off of it because I was like, look at this. This is amazing. So people help, man, and I really love it. So
Yeah, when I got in your Discord, I know everybody was like, call me shit. What the fuck you doing here?
Oh, yeah. They kicked your ass for like a week or two.
And I was like, hey, man,
damn, somebody's at my door.
What?
Hold on, this doesn't happen. Hey, bro.
This is live. Okay. This we got.
Hold on. No, nobody. Dude, where I live?
Is it Ants Trades? Is it Ants Trades?
Oh, let me see. Oh, dude, you know what it is? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Mike, the package is here, bro. Ah!
What is it?
Okay, true story. All right. Hey, never mind the mansion. All right, bro. That's, we got it like that. So I went hiking with my uncles this weekend on Sunday. I went hiking. And with my dad and my uncles and stuff, this is where I first started streaming too, right here in this spot where I'm at right now in my kitchen.
Okay.
And my first live streams were here. But we'll do this shit on your show. I don't care. So I went hiking, and there was two groups. There was some of my employees were behind me, right?
All right.
It's not Boss Cunts, no. And there was some of my employees were behind me, and then my dad and my uncles were like way up in front because they go hiking every day. They run, we run the mountains and shit. So I was like, all right, I'll catch up. So I went and ran. They were like a half a mile ahead. So I went and caught up to them. And I'm tired when I get there. And I'm like, all right. So I run up to the top of the mountain. Right. I'm up there. I'm waiting for everybody. And I'm recording. I'm like, shh. And they're like, all right, man, we're at the top. We're going to run down. I can't run down. I'm too big to run down. It hurts my legs. And I'm like, my knees and everything. So they're running. They're little dudes, man. They're running through the mountains.
Little dudes.
So I say to myself, I'm the smart guy, right? I go, yo, I'm going to beat them. Instead of taking the path, I'm going to go down this mountain right here. There's no path. I'm just going to go down on top of the rocks, all the way down, beat them to the bottom. They went the long way. I went down straight like this. As I'm going down the top of this mountain, bro, my uncle sees me and he yells, hey, Cuate, because we're twin, I'm a twin. So he's like, right. Hey, Cuate, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm almost there. He's like, you can't go that way. There's a cliff. Oh, so I'm shit. Like, nah, there's nothing. I've got this. I'm an athlete. Yeah, well, right when I said that, the rock gave out and I fell, crushed my whole self. Tore up my whole leg, cut my whole hand open on a rock.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Tried to catch myself. Got another cut on my wrist. I was like hanging on, bro. Hey, hanging on, bro. My phone that I'm talking to you right now is completely shattered. Shattered phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's in here?
Bro, I ordered another phone in like 10 seconds. What's wrong with you? I was like, I need my phone, bros. I record with that shit. I got it. So I went to T-Mobile and they hooked me up. I didn't even have insurance. Check this out. This is how much I like T-Mobile. So I was with Sprint for like 16 years or whatever.
Okay.
And I get there and my phone's broken. And the guy goes, hey, man, you don't have insurance. He goes, you don't have insurance? And I go, yeah, I know I don't have insurance because I'm a grown man and I don't break my phone. That's what I used to tell my kids. Right. I'm a grown man. I don't break my phone. I don't need insurance. Well, there I was falling off a mountain. And he goes, yeah, man. So I'm going to give you insurance today. Just pay for it real quick. So he gives me the insurance. And sure enough, they do a claim right there and it gets approved
Oh,
on the
nice.
spot.
Okay.
He did that for
Nice.
me. He's
That's
like,
dope,
nah,
man.
bro,
That's dope.
I got you. He's like, you've been with us for a long time. So I've been with them for 20 years. So I was like, all right, cool.
That's like me with Verizon. I've been with Verizon forever.
Yeah, I did it right when I got out of the Army. So,
Okay.
and there it is, bros. A new Samsung whatever phone. I don't know. This will be my new phone coming up.
That's,
But I gotta go get it. I gotta go fix it now. When I pick up my son from school, I'll just go down there and they'll install it for me.
I had
Yeah,
a
I'll
phone
be back.
upgraded my phone one
back.
time a few years ago, and again, I just wanted a new phone, so they shipped it to me. I was at work. I had the box, take it work with me. I'm like, okay, I'll switch it out, put it in the box, and ship it back. Right, no big deal. While at work. And the only time I ever dropped my phone is actually I took the cover off and I dropped it, and actually there was a bolt that was on the ground, and it hit perfectly on the bolt and shattered the whole screen. I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" Like I was sitting there, I was just cracking up because like only shit like that can happen every every once in a while.
Oh, I promise you, bro. I've never broken my phone until I fall off the cliff of a mountain, bro. And I'm talking shit. Like I literally went like this to my uncles and my dad. I was like, "No, I'm good. I'll be right there." Gone. And so that's the time it's supposed to happen to me. All right, what common sense investors say to me here, my man? Marantz, what a perfect story. What I'm researching. Oh, I didn't even see it. I can't see it. That's why.
It says Marantz, what's the perfect story for researching how much in insurance money did AMC get because of the pandemic? They had lost insurance. So a lot of people, not a lot of people, they asked a couple of times out here, did AMC receive any money when it comes to insurance? Because they said some other, I guess, theaters or some other chains got money, but AMC didn't qualify for it, but they still got some type of money.
Yeah, from what I know, they were doing. They had got some type of package, relief package, but I think that's what they were trying to say. They were okay to give bonuses out for the initial bonus. You know, they doubled the bonus after they gave out the initial bonus. It's a 2 tranche bonus, and they doubled it after they received some type of funding and or the dilution of their stock. So I have to read the fine print. I don't know the exact answer, Common. I don't study AMC, bro. I don't know anything about it. So
it's a theater chain, right? It's a movie theater, right?
Oh, I thought so. I thought it was a car company. That's what
Barbenheimer, I think something. Yeah. Barbenheimer.
Yeah, I call him Heimerdinger. That's all it. No, hey, real talk though. I don't know, sir, but I want you to do the homework because I do watch your videos and I hear where you're coming from. So I appreciate you, Common Sense Investor. I think we all watch each other's videos to help each other out and see what we can get out of it. I'm in a rabbit hole right now, and the unfortunate part is I don't have enough time in my day. Mike, I'm telling you, dude. I love what I do for a living, right? I got to find time for everything. So that's just it. Sorry if I'm taking up your whole damn show here, bro.
No, man, it's dude. Look at this is just chilling out, talking shop. Just this is what people need to do instead of just bashing each other, talking a bunch of crap. Just getting along, chopping it up, telling stories. Again, opinions, thoughts, and ideas. Because when it comes to we're all retail investors. We're all. I don't want to say we're all the same because we all have different backgrounds and livelihoods, but. We're just, I got an infant, we got babies over here, there's all kinds of stuff going on. How old are you, man?
I'm 40.
Oh, you're 40, okay.
40, yeah. I'll be 41 in November.
Nice.
So watch this question here. This is a quality question from Vic. Vic's been a huge deter from like all the information I put out. He always puts out a nasty clip, a nasty comment on every video. I don't forget names, you know that. But Vic says right here, when is GameStop squeezing, Marantz? How long does it take, does a company with perfect fundamentals take to squeeze their Brainiac? Well, there you go. He was endearing and he's still sarcasm there, but thank you. I'm gonna tell you a story, Vic, and I want you to know, like, this is why I study stuff, and you should study it too. There's a stock out there called Herbalife, and Herbalife back in 2016 and 2014, maybe somewhere in that range, was actually called a Ponzi scheme, a pyramid scheme. They didn't think it was a real company, and they made $1 billion bet that it wasn't a real company. A gentleman by the name of Bill Ackman shorted the company, and he made it publicly known that he was shorting $1 billion worth of Herbalife. And he went through and he started shorting the company. And Herbalife, over that time frame, over 4 years, became profitable, had a leadership team instilled, and there was a billionaire betting on the other side of that bet. That billionaire was Carl Icahn. Okay? After 4.5 years, fundamentals won, the stock split. They then had a good squeeze. Not the biggest squeeze ever, but a good squeeze. And everybody took their profits, and Bill Ackman tucked in his tail, and he lost on that $1 billion bet. Right now, I want you to hear me out very clearly, Vic, because I want you to understand what I'm doing with connecting the dots. GameStop has been set up to fail for 20 years. They were inside GameStop for 20 years. Kind of like they've been in AMC since 2006. They've been in AMC for almost 20 years. It will be 20 years and they will fail, AMC will, and they will go under and it'll be bankrupt. They were in Bed Bath & Beyond for the last 5 years. They plant their seeds, they maximize their value, and they exit. That exit is usually bankruptcy. The most secure investment of your lifetime is going to be investing money in bankrupt companies. Because if you bet the short, if you bet the fall down of that company, you're going to win. Because most companies fail. There's not successful companies. There's only one Walmart. There's only one Costco. Like, you guys got to know there's only one company that's been out for 40 years, 50 years and grinding. The other ones fall out. So those category killers are the same way. So when you look at GameStop and you say to yourself, is there a billionaire on one side of the token versus what your story is, your thesis, as in to say the fundamentals aren't perfect and or they're not going to squeeze? I played the fundamental play. That's my play. But I know that Ryan's there. Ryan Cohen has his money there, and he went up against everybody. And he managed to get private equity out of the company after it had been there for 20 years. Literally 20 years. They had it all planned out. Everybody bet their money, and they lost, and now they're running. But are they going to accept defeat? Are they really going to just go ahead and close their short? Are they just, no. No, they want you to prove that you can become profitable. They want you to prove that this company is real. So that's what's happening right now. So you want a timeline for you? Let's just go with 5 years from the day you heard about me. We'll go with that. And then from there, we'll see if I'm still alive after 5 years. Chances are I won't be. Chances are they're going to have to kill me to get me to shut up. And that's the truth. But I know what private equity is.
So say it. Say it.
GameStop. Can't stop, won't stop. GameStop. I'm still here, millionaires.
You did say something about, I want to ask you about this because I heard it, I think you're on your live stream or one of your videos, you're saying, what's your thoughts or what's your idea about people that they see AMC for what it is, right? And they decide to go over and they actually want to start buying or get into GameStop. What's your thoughts or what do you have to say about that? Like, what's your feeling about that?
Listen, I'm not going to stop.
Pretty strong opinion about that.
Yeah, I'm not stopping people from buying GameStop. I have no influence on what you buy or what you do. Everyone does what they want. They pull the trigger all they want. But somebody like Vic, who will put in money, from what it sounds like, and expect a return tomorrow, I got to get the money now. I got to get rich. I got to, my mother-in-law texted me yesterday. I actually called her, and she said, hey, I have this money I want to invest. What should I do? And do you know what I asked? I said, well, what's your plan?
When do you want it?
Yeah. Do you want the money now? Do you want to profit tomorrow? Do you need the money to survive? Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to build wealth? Are you trying to hand it off to the kids after you go? Like, what exactly do you want to show for it? And then she started thinking, I go, because if you're not trying to have a plan, then don't invest. Keep your money with you and go spend it and have a good life. But for me, I have a plan, right? Like, I'm building wealth for my children. That's who I live for. That's what I do. And I said, what about you? We're your children. Do you want to hand off the money to us? Because, hey, we'll take it. We'll take it now if you want. But no, I'll invest it for you. No, I didn't do any of that. If you don't know before you buy something, if you don't know when you're going to get out of it, then you shouldn't have bought it. That's my opinion. So I knew my exit plan for GameStop a long time ago. And my exit plan is I'll exit when I need it. And that's the part where they lose because I don't need it.
Yeah.
I don't need the money. I only put in what I need. And what I don't need, I put in my spending, my expendable cash. Guys, I go to the gas station, I'm not buying bags of chips. I'm not buying lottery tickets. I'm doing nothing. I go to a club. I don't even tip. I'm an asshole. Sure. No, my wife does, not me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like,
No,
okay, what the
no,
hell?
she tips, bro. She tips, bro. All right, but no, I'm the guy like this. I'll tell you how I am, Mike. This is me at the club. Hey, babe, did you drink at the house? I hope, because we ain't buying no drinks here.
Shit's in the car.
20
I got it in the car.
Yeah. Oh, I got a nice chest in the truck. But then I'm like this. I'm like, so I have a clear cup. I like just pour it into my clear cup. It matches the one at the club. I'm good. Because you can walk into the casino with drinks. Because they don't care where the drinks come from. They don't know if they come from the hotel room or from wherever. They're done policing people with drinks.
Is
Plus,
that Agua Caliente?
no, I go to Fantasy.
Okay.
Fantasy Springs. So they have an outside rock yard where they do like bands and stuff outside.
Right.
And so an amphitheater. So you just walk straight to the amphitheater and everybody has their own drinks.
Okay.
And then you just take them and you can't walk into the casino with bottles, so they'll pour them in clear cups. Well, guess who has a whole thing from 99-cent store, clear cups? Yeah, your boy. So I just pour stuff before I leave, and then, I get there, I have a drink in my hand. And so it's awesome, man. We live a good life. We're cutting corners. But yeah, man, wife, 2-drink minimum. That's it. I'm like, hey, 2 corners, 2 drinks, babe. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah,
But
take it easy. Take it easy.
That's
Hulk
it.
Hogan, what's up, Hulk Hogan?
So everyone in AMC maybe should liquid and all in on GameStop. Now, okay, let me finish off that thought. The hardest part about going into GameStop for an AMC investor is they just got diluted and gutted right now, right? Like for the last 2 years, 2.5 years. And when you come over to GameStop, you expect guidance and you're not going to get any. You expect a pillow to sleep on at night and you're not going to get it. So when you're worried about what the outcome of the investment might be, it's the wrong mindset. If you believe in your leadership, if you believe in the company, I'm telling you this, retail's not here to save companies. Like, that's not the way it works. Investing is not that. Investing is seeing a value in a company, putting your money in, and you'll get a return. You'll get some profits back when that company is thriving. So if you're not willing to invest into a company that is a startup and or getting their feet back together, finding their feet again. So that's GameStop. It's a startup. It's grinding again. It was at a complete halt, and then you had to rev this engine. So that's how I see it. That's how I value it. And then, like I said, it's not made for everybody. So when you're an AMC investor and you're coming over and you're trying to recover those losses, I would tell you go to work. That's what I would tell you.
Thanks for stopping by, Warren. Much love, man. Appreciate it. Go make those brownies, man. Send me some.
Damn, don't do that. I'm no sugar right now.
I have. Oh, you really? I actually have. I think next month. Let's see, what's today? Today, the 15th. So in about probably like about a month, maybe like the 18th of next month. I believe it will be exactly 2 years that I haven't drank.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But not because of I had a problem or it just I just stopped one day and work because just I got a lot of things going on, kids, and there's 2 times that I want to go sit down and have a drink, and both times I got called and I was like, okay, I can't, so it sort of sucked. But I am craving a Modelo Micheladas. It's like probably like 2 of them, 3 of them. God, those are so good, man.
3 of them? Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
good.
I have like Chavella on the screen the other day. We're sitting there doing a good one. Oh yeah. And so whatever I'm feeling like doing, it depends. If the wife's in a good mood and she's handing out drinks, I'm excited. But I just saw a comment. Somebody on there said, "You don't leave the country if you don't like the president. You just vote for a new one." And they're talking about AMC.
Right.
Guys, I don't know how many of you out there grew up in like immigrant backgrounds, who actually ran away from the border patrol, screaming out "La migra, la migra," living that lifestyle in California. But there are plenty of people who leave their countries for better pastures. And if you're ever going to equate it to that, I would just tell you, you're in the wrong country if you're in AMC. So it's my opinion. You might like your homeland, but it's not all things are not equal there. You're up against, you would also do this, guys. A lot of you guys out there know this. If you go to a high school or a college or somewhere and you say, they just don't have the same opportunities this other school does. And it's because they're neglected or they don't have the funding or they don't have the teachers and whatever. So you're willing to change that atmosphere. then you're still going to get the outcome you're looking for. So it all correlates as you grow up. You're doing these things and you're looking for better opportunities. And I just don't think that the opportunity for AMC investors to recover their money would be Adam Aaron being out of the company, because the damage is done. The damage is to the balance sheet, not just, his input on the company. So can't get mad at him, man. He's doing a job and he's doing it well for himself.
And his friends and his buddies.
Well, and the 19 employees that cashed out on RSUs, but that's where it's at, man. That's how it's going to be. But I just feel bad for everybody out there. This guy says a RICO. I vote Adam Aaron for the RICO. Racketeering is what you guys are going to try to paint this out to be, and I'm just going to tell you it's common sense. Nobody told you to go buy that. You looked at a balance sheet, you saw it, and you said there's no way that this industry is going to make money, and yet you still bought it. So it's not going to hold up. You're not going to hold up in court. I mean, maybe you can get the YouTubers if they had like text messages from him. Like I have a kid right now that I'm dealing with named Financial Journey, who texts back and forth with the CEO of Mullen Automotive, and he gets all the info from him and he does interviews with him. And I'm just like, dude, if you're running an EV company for 10 years and you're finally in production, are you texting a YouTuber to put that information out? Or are you going to go to MSNBC? Are you going to go to like the news, like a real outlet? Or are you going to go to a YouTuber that can help you manipulate more investors? And what are you going to do?
Keep you in the play. It's a con. The con's running the con.
Yeah, that's it, man. So somebody said in the messages earlier about Adam Aaron buying a gold mine and paying for advertising with the commercial. Just remember, guys, they're still in that gold mine. And if the gold mine goes under, it doesn't matter, because those losses are theirs. Sean Goodman's on the board of directors at HYMC. And that commercial that you guys talk about only played on TV on investment channels. That should tell you everything you need to know.
Look at this commenter here. You lost, bro. AMC is killing it in the movie theaters. People are going to theaters.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's not going to get your money back.
Foot traffic's only down 33% from the best quarter to this quarter. And 33%, bro. I don't even think they understand what that means. And that's because inflation is real on the dollar. So when they see the dollar amounts, they're thinking the dollar amounts are the same. $16 million is not, or $8 million is nothing.
Right.
It's nothing. It's zero. So I wish people knew. I really do.
$8 million bucks. And you talk about billions and you just come up just on top, just $8 million. It's like, that's crazy, man.
I told you, man. If I took off $8 million off a $5 billion pack, you wouldn't even notice it was gone. You'd be like, oh, what happened? That was a stripper money over there. It just fell off. Yeah.
I spent $8 million on hats, and it's all good. Man.
Yes. It's ridiculous. It's like, you don't even know what you're doing. It's one more employee. By the way, GameStop's great because they don't have a CEO or a CFO, so they're not paying any of their top executives. I don't know what to
bonuses.
Tell you. Yeah, no RSUs, bonuses, cash. They're paying nothing to anybody.
Do you think after this reverse split, do you think after all this conversion, all this crap, do you think that Adam Aaron, do you think they're going to get some huge bonuses? Oh,
yeah. That's built in already.
It's going to be ridiculous, right?
It's built in. They actually have it. If you looked at their incentive package, if they have X amount of dollars cash on hand and they're offering shares for cash on hand, they're going to get bonuses, big ones. So yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. They have it already written that way. This is how they did it back in 2020 and 2021. Same thing. It's going to be very profitable year.
It's 8 million shows progress. What are you talking about? That's where that is something that I don't know.
Progress. Hey, you want to know something? I'll break my diet for you right now. Okay, I'm gonna have a chip here for my daughter's stash. I want to talk to them about progress. Okay. I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, young man. We're gonna go apples to apples. So stop it. Cinemark movie theaters, same quarter, okay, same industry, made $160 million cash net profit. They also, in addition to making $160 million, they serviced $100 million of debt. Whoa. What else do you want to know? Oh, you want to talk about record-breaking concessions that Adam Aaron brags about? Cinemark movie theaters beat out AMC movie theaters in record-breaking concessions by 40 cents a person. I know, it's crazy. AMC is operating at a minimal level, at a very small, minute ratio, and you think it's progress.
Raider book.
You know, during the recession, i.e. the pandemic, when AMC theaters were shut down and the insiders were selling shares and getting bonuses and diluting their float 10x, Cinemark movie theaters, their CEO and their board of directors were buying millions of dollars of shares. They're buying back their company because they knew
hundreds of thousands of shares they were buying, right? Hundreds of thousands of shares?
Millions of dollars worth.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you know? It's progress. I'm crazy.
Like 6 or 7 of them. I saw the list. At least there's quite a bit.
It's hilarious, bro. I'm getting fat here on the screen with you. They're ridiculous. It's like people don't even do the work. Buzzwords, hope.
Thank you for entering the Food Network. So, when it comes to enchiladas, what do you use?
I was real right now. I was gonna go. My wife makes them. I don't.
You cook?
Nope. I'm not. Hey, I'm not allowed to. I can cook.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I'm not allowed to. Mike, when I met my wife, the first day we actually dated, our first date was at her place. And it's not what you think. She was auditioning, right? So she's like, come over and watch the Cowboy game. Well, we're both Cowboy fans. And they lost. And she sends me, and I eat some enchiladas.
Did they just freeze up right here?
Yeah, you went all black, bro.
Oh, man. See, Yuka called me again. That guy.
Yuka Frida?
Yuka Frida. He just called.
Yeah, I know who he is.
I don't know how to do this. Let's see. Let's see if I can get that back. This is the second time he's done that.
You know he hates me, right?
Oh, does he?
Oh, yeah. Yuka Frida. Maybe he doesn't hate me now, but he did back then. You know what it was?
Yeah.
I was on a live stream. And I did an interview with Tony De Niro and Mascalorian. And everybody wanted me to shit on AMC, and I didn't.
Am I so dark?
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't hate me. There we go.
So he called, and see, it freezes my picture, so I don't know how to get out of this.
Don't worry, you're doing good, right? You actually look better than you've ever looked.
Is it frozen or is it dark?
Well, it's all black. Can't see you at all. Okay, listen to this. It says, how did Cinemark file for bankruptcy and come back to make 40 cents a share? Hulk Hogan, Cineworld filed for bankruptcy. That's Regal. And they filed for bankruptcy because of Apollo and Cinemark. If you know, there's a company out there called Cineplex. It's a Canadian movie theater company. They had agreed to buy Cineplex. They agreed to do a deal with Cineworld for $1 billion, like $1.24 billion to buy out the movie theaters. And they agreed to buy it, and then they backed out. And because they backed out of the deal, and that was Cineworld, that's Regal, they backed out of the deal, they got sued. And because they got sued and the settlement was for $1 billion, they had to file for bankruptcy. They did not file for bankruptcy. Regal Theaters did not file for bankruptcy because AMC is so much better, because AMC took their market cap, as Adam Aaron would tell you, he has said it. He's completely wrong. The only movie theater company that's going bankrupt for real is AMC. Oh. And Cineplex and that deal with Cineworld, Cineplex is owned by Lowe's. That was the deal that they had before. And Lowe's Corporation is the ones who actually sold themselves off to AMC. And who was on that board of directors? Andrew Tisch. And where do all these guys come from? Zell's Jewelers. And where's that? Apollo. Oh,
I can't. I can't get myself back. I don't know how to do it.
Mike, you're doing good, bro. You're doing great. Listen, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome back. My name is Owning the Float. I know that I've lost a little bit of facial weight here. I have these cheekbones, these deafening dimples, and this widow's peak that's to die for. But I promise you, fam, check it out. I'm right here coming to you straight from the Carib, right out here in Temecula, California. It's so amazing, guys. I'm on the scene right now. I'm in my kitchen, and I'm going to say what's up to my fam out there, my AMC fam, my retail fam. You guys know who you are. I appreciate you guys so much. I just want to tell you right now, I don't have on my glasses, but I'm going to fix them anyway. Hold on, let me put these on real quick. This is me right here. So what I want to say as I fix my glasses, Mike's, Marantz, he's actually a good guy. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Marantz, because I actually talked to Marantz, and he's a good dude, and he's a good ass dude, and that's how it's been going down. So just want to say thank you to everybody, man, supporting me through my journey.
Marantz.
Yeah, I did sell my shares because, Adam Aaron's a punk, and when I see him, I'm gonna slap him with the whole stick of butter because his popcorn's gross. But thank you guys so much for everything, man. I am Mike reincarnated. That's how it all worked out. And, I'm traveling today. I'm on the move because you guys know I grind. I'm out here making that money. But, hey, got to make that money because, I lost it all. But that's just the way it goes down. And I love everybody, man. Appreciate you guys. And, if you guys want to talk to me, go ahead and hit me up right here in the chat, and I'll get you guys back into the live stream with me. But shout out to you guys, man.
That was pretty good, man. That was pretty good. You forgot. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Well, wait for it. Wait for it. There we go. Yeah. Bro, look, I watch. Obviously, if I can quote the whole damn show. I'm always like lurking in the cut because I'm always working or doing something. I just have you on in the background.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know how. I think I don't even know how to get myself out of here, man. Like, I'm trying to get myself back.
We'll just show my shirt. There it is.
The Marantz takeover. That's cool. Marantz just taking over, owning the float. That's nice.
No. Well, I don't own that float, but I own some other floats.
What do you have? What do you got to say for your retail investors?
Well, to all the fans out there, you guys can look me up. I'm on MySpace, and I still have my top 8.
Oh, MySpace.
And I have some songs. Don't hate. No, I still have MySpace, guys. That's how we do it. No, retail investors, listen, guys. I know that you guys just had to take a bath right now, and it sucked, but we've all done it. Let me tell you, man. I told people this story before. I had built up a brokerage account, and I still own it. I actually still have it out of like a principal to me. But I had built it up. I had got up to 20K, and I felt great. I was like, man, I'm a guy who just had my last son, and I just got up to 20K, and I felt so good. And I was like bragging about it because I had got a new career that I had started. There you go, Mike. Yeah, you're back, babe.
I had to rejoin my own live stream.
Yeah, that's cool.
I had to go back to the link. All right, cool. I think we're okay.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this story because this is like real about like retail and like losing. So a lot of people know this, Mike, and I don't know if you watched all the other videos that I make, but I was making like crazy money back in my 20s. I had got into advertising, and I was working for Gannett, USA Today, Croupola.com, and I was selling national recruitment advertising. And I was making more money than I could ever imagine. So every night, I live in a spot where there's 7 casinos within 20 minutes.
So Pam, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there. Well, yeah, Pam's awesome. So I go out there and I take the money out of the bank every night. Max $300 cash. I'd go sit down and I'd play poker. That's it. And over the time of 9 months in 2007, I lost $40,000
at the casino.
Cash. Yep. Without a doubt. So I would play in the poker tournament. I would place. I would win. We would split the pot. Whatever it may be. These tournaments were easy for me because I played a lot of poker back then. And I thought, I'm going to be at the World Series of Poker. Even I tell my dad, I got 10 grand to go. Let's just go. I'm going to buy my ticket. I'm going to go and I'm going to win the whole thing. And I was very cocky at 24. I was 24, 25 years old at the time. And I was just like, man, this is it for me. Like, this is life. This is how easy life is. You make this kind of money I remember I had a check for like 20 grand January 2007. I went to the bank. I flirted with the teller. She's like, "What do you do for a living?" I was like, "Yeah, just cash my check. I'm good. I want cash." I took all the cash and I walked out of there. I went to the club, just started throwing it around, buying the bar, whatever. I don't even know. I bought a car I couldn't afford. I bought a house I couldn't afford. And I dated too many women I couldn't afford. And you live and you learn. And I tell you what, guys, the biggest thing I ever learned was sitting at the poker table. It taught me so much about the stock market. So I give you this example. You go to a tournament, all things are equal and even. You all start out with the same stack of chips. You all have the same intent. It's to win. But when you sit down in a live game, you're not as good. The reason why you're not as good is because they have infinite money. They have more money than you could ever fathom. They're doctors, they're lawyers, they're retired, they're living off of a whole separate income than you. And you're trying to pay your bills, eat some food, order some stuff, order a drink, and win the poker game. They're not. So they're going to stay there and they're going to call every hand that's dealt. And they're going to beat you eventually. If it's not today, it's tomorrow. And you're going to come back the next day. You might win that tournament, but you're going to take all your winnings at the tournament and go sit down in the live game and you're going to give it right back. And that's your whole life. I don't care how good you are. I'm very good at poker. Tournament, I'll win. Live game, you can't. People know this because that doctor is going to call and he's going to keep calling and there's nothing you can do. So don't bluff, don't beat. It's just not going to happen. So I sat down, I learned this life lesson. I lost all this money. So now I go into the stock market and say, okay, how do I want to invest? Well, I treat it like a poker table. Except I'm aware that guy over there, that hedge fund has an infinite amount of cash. So before I make a bet against him, I got to know that the dealer is on his side. I got to know this whole market is set up for him to win every hand. I'm not meant to win. So I'm going to sit there and I'm going to let these cards deal out and I'm going to wait till I get my pocket aces. And even then I might lose. So as long as you know this terminology, if you know this way of thinking, then understand why you should be in the investments you're in. This is why I tell you 2 or 3 in a lifetime that are going to change your life. But for the bath you might take, oh yeah, I got divorced. I got laid off from my job 2 years after making the most money I've ever made. So I had all these expenses and I went from making 10 grand a month to making 2 grand a month. I met a new woman that I'm married to now who took me in and I had nothing, grinded my whole way back. So when I had that 20 grand in 2016 that I still remember to this day, I was so excited that I made it back. I was like, I made it. And I took the 20 grand and I didn't listen to my peers. I didn't listen to common sense and I started gambling on that market. And I lost it all. I got it all the way down to 4 grand. And I know that's not a lot to some people, guys, but you got to remember where I came from. I came from making nothing. I came from being laid off and playing WoW all damn day. And when I lost the 16 grand, I was down at 4 grand. I came back to my wife and my wife was like, hey, this is how it happened, Mike. We needed a car and I was going to go take out a loan on my money. I was going to go take some money out because I wanted to go get a down payment on a car. I had saved up 20 grand, bro. I'm going to get a car that I want. And I had to go to my wife and tell her I lost it. I didn't have it.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It was terrible, brother. Terrible.
Is that your bottom?
Yeah, I guess. Well, no, I had a good job, but the bottom was when I didn't have a job. That was definitely my bottom.
That was your bottom?
Oh, yeah. You go from making 120K a year, base to nothing. I mean, 2 grand a month. Yeah. And all you're doing is playing WoW and you're not doing shit. And you're just like, I'm going to play WoW. That's it. No, man, it was bad, man. It was bad. But, you grow up, you get through it. And that's what I'm telling people right now. If you lost all your money on AMC, which is possible, all your money on Mullen Automotive, all your money on Bed Bath & Beyond, make better decisions next time, but get back to work, get back on the saddle, get your money up. You can get back 16 grand in a year. I did it in 1 year. 1 year I was able to get it all back. Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah, I don't gamble, bro. Get the hell out of here. I don't put $1 in a machine. I don't sit down in one poker tournament. My wife's so proud of me. When I met my wife, she knew I was like losing all that money. I won a trip to Hawaii, but what did it cost me? It cost me like everything.
It cost you
Right?
4 trips to Hawaii.
Yeah, dude, it cost me crazy. So I was just whatever, because you would get an entry into the drawing for every hour of poker you played. So you can imagine, I won the damn thing, but it was real. This is a true story, Mike. I win the tournament. I win the drawing for it. You have 30 minutes to claim your ticket. You're supposed to be there for the drawing, but because they pull my name, all the dealers know my name. So they call me at home. Hey, when the poker dealer has your phone number,
That's a problem.
you're already losing in life.
That's a problem.
So
Man. That's a problem.
So they call me at home. I live 1 block away from the casino. Okay. I'm in the middle of a raid. Oh, I moved in next to the casino on purpose, guys. This is that bad. I'm in the middle of a raid on WoW. And they go, if you get here in 30 minutes, you can claim the tickets or claim the prize money. I was so broke, Mike, that I didn't have the gas money to drive to the casino. And I was only a mile away. Oh, you laugh. You laugh.
Well, no, I know the feeling because check this out. Because when I don't know if you know, I used to play poker for a living.
There you go. Okay.
So the one time I left Commerce, and it was probably the biggest hand at the time. I don't even think I was 21 playing Commerce at the time. I think I was like 19. Had a fake ID. My friend was in the military. He was in the army, and he was like a little bit older than me, so I used his ID. But I remember I had pocket kings, and I was like, "Wow, I have pocket kings!" And I ended up getting rolled though. They got slow played, and they took all my money. And I ran out of gas down the street from Commerce because I had no money to put gas into it. I remember the money that I had. I'm like, I'll make money at Commerce. I'll gas up after. And I ended up passing the gas station. I had no money. I put every single nickel that I had in that one hand while playing, buying in. And that one dude took it all on my pocket kings, and I think he had trip sevens. And so I ended up passing by, and I there used to be a Carl's Jr. down the street from Commerce, and I actually broke down right there. And I went inside the Carl's Jr. because I didn't have a cell phone at that time. And so I went inside Carl's Jr. I'm like, can I use your phone? I need to call somebody. And I was like, I broke down. And he's like, oh, he's like, gas stations are here. I'm like, I don't have no money. And he's like, so they gave me something to eat. They let me use your phone. And I always remember that because that was like the first time that I had like zero. I was like 19. I was pretty young, but I realized like there has to be a different way. But like I think I saw it on here is that playing and learning the experience, it costs money. But I played in this tournament one time in Vegas, and I was at a final table. Me and this guy, this dude had out-chipped me probably like 15-1. It was ridiculous, right? But he was not that good. He was just on a rush. And literally, there was a lot of people watching, and he just said, hey, you want to chop it? And I was like, and I thought he was fucking around. And I was like, you serious? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, honestly, he was like, I know you're better than me. He goes, I just cannot lose having this many chips. And if you come back and beat me, he goes like, all my friends are gonna make fun of me. So I'd rather just chop it now. And I was like looking like, yeah, I want to chop it because that type of chip like this, like heck yeah, because I was just getting demolished. But yeah, man.
No, I'm gonna give you an idea of like my personality back then. So we're in a tournament. There's 5 people left. It was I don't even know, 8 tables, and 5 people left. And they go, hey guys. They look around. They go, let's chop. And I look around, and I'm the chip leader. And I go, oh, I'm not chopping. No way. Hey, they looked up at me. They go, hey, man, it's the right thing to do. We all will get a good payout for what we bought in for. And it was rebuys. It was everything. It was massive. Yeah. I go, no, I'm not chopping. I was the next one out of the tournament.
So it's not 4 against 1.
Yeah. Hey, they all turned on me. Every hand I went in, they were kicking my ass. They let it rip on me. And I learned my lesson. That really did happen to me. So, yeah, absolutely, man. That guy wants to chop. Hell yeah.
What's your favorite game to play?
Omaha High-Low.
Okay.
4 card. Don't do that Morongo Casino 5 card shit. Oh, my God. There's some Crazy Pineapple's fun. But no, you know what I'm really good at? Believe it or not. No, it has to be Omaha High-Low. I'm just, that's like my favorite. I probably feel the most confident about that. Okay. But, so there's a crazy tournament at the Excalibur for breakfast, okay? Watch this.
For breakfast?
So watch this. This shit's crazy. So you go in, and we were like, because I was playing at like the New Orleans. I was playing at TI, Mirage, things like that. And so we go all the way down the strip, and I want to get to Luxor. And I was like, hey, there's a tournament at Luxor going to start right now. I want to get there. and I'm with my wife. We're just like walking through with some friends, and I go, hey, well, let's get some breakfast first. But you have to actually walk through Excalibur to get there. And so we'll walk through Excalibur, and they're like, hey, right here at the breakfast tables where you're having breakfast buffet, there's a poker tournament going on, and it's $40 a person, and it's the levels of the blinds are 10 minutes each.
That's fast,
And
like lightning.
Fast.
Right.
And what I did was I sat down, no rebuys either. Everybody's there. So I sit down, I'm looking, and I look at the next table over. I fold my first hand. I look at the next table over, everybody went all in. And I'm like, what? Like, what are they doing? And so I didn't do anything. I was like looking around, and all the tables were going all in. It was like an all in or nothing tournament. And I'm just like, this is crazy. And I folded my way to the final table. I finally caught a hand. I won $440. And I was like, and dude, 30 minutes. 30 minutes. I probably saw a legitimate 16 hands, bro. That was it. So terrible, man.
That's
Casino
crazy.
Morongo is in California. It's right where I live. It's up the street a little bit.
I've been there one time. Actually, I've been there like maybe 2-3 times. I don't really. They had a small poker room. I play. Usually the limits that I play are a little bit higher, so they didn't.
Ryan got that kind of money, bro. I don't have that kind of risk.
They couldn't. Accommodate. Thank you, honey. Accommodate me. So, but one game that I don't know. Have you ever been to Commerce Casino?
I haven't. Is that the bicycle club one?
No.
Or is that a different one?
The bicycle club is, man. It's actually gotten better, but bicycle club was just that was a shady place to play. There's a bunch of like it was a joint, man. You go to bicycle, you're gonna get your money stolen. They just chip placement, all that stuff, right? But Commerce, it's more people are more accustomed to playing higher limits. There's no teams, but 2040 kill is really nice at Commerce. That's like a fast game. And it's like you got to have some racks, right?
Down? Like, boy, give me 5 racks. What the hell are you doing?
So I'll tell you. I'll tell you a funny story really quick. I was at Commerce and I was playing a no limit game, and my dad, he was driving. He was working at the time. He's retired now, and he's like, "Hey, let me stop by. Get over there." All right, cool. And so I tell him where I'm at. He rolls in. I'm like, "Here, come on. I'll buy you dinner and just chill." So we're playing. He pulls up a chair next to me because they bring a cart. You can eat at the table,
Yeah.
So he's sitting there and he starts looking and he's just like, and all of a sudden he just like, holy shit, what the fuck? Oh, wait, is that real? Is that real? And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And he's like, is that real money on the table? And I'm like, yeah. What is wrong with you guys? Like, why are you guys? My dad was flipping shit, bro.
I'm like that.
He's like, are you serious? I was like, Dad, like, hey man, like kick back, bro. And he's like, no, I mean, like, you guys are really playing that. And I was like, man, it's like, dude, just like stop, But yeah, we used to play some pretty big games over there. But yeah, 2040 kill is
no way.
That's like, have you ever played? Here's a funny analogy. You ever played 2-4?
Yeah.
Limit. How loose and everybody just rides at, and how just people just throwing chips everywhere?
You're just playing the game.
2040 kill over there is that loose.
Nah, you're crazy, man.
No, it's that loose, bro. It's fast.
And Mike, so check this out, Mike. I mean, this is like what I would have to do. There would be like a 40,000 bad beat jackpot, and you would go sit down at the 3-6 table and just sit there and fold hands. You would just sit there and fold hands. If I don't have aces in this hand, or if I don't have a pocket pair, if I can't get beat on the bad beat, I'm not playing. But I would sit there for 3 to 6, just having drinks and talking to buddies and friends, and a tip here, a tip there. But you would put in a good 4 hours waiting for that bad beat. Now, I get to the tables. There's 2 tables open, 2 seats open. Me and another guy. Rico, where do you want to sit? All right, I'll take that one. So I take this table, the guy takes that table. Next hand, bad beat on that table.
That you missed out on?
It was a 40. It was the whole table payout. The top guy gets half, the second guy gets a third or a quarter, and then the rest of the table splits the other quarter. So I missed out on like $1,600, right? Just by sitting down at that table, whatever it was. And if I would have sat down. And I was like, oh, shit, that sucks. But then I like what the guy tells me. He goes, hey, man, if you would have sat over here, you probably would have played your hand, and then it wouldn't have worked out this way. or you probably would have bet somebody out of it. He's like, you just can't think like that. You can't think about the things that you didn't get. And so I was like, all right, whatever, man. I still think to this day I missed out on 1,600. It just happened. Hey, for all you guys out here watching the show that don't know about poker and the terminologies we're using, I'm sorry. But let me tell you, it was a lifetime for me. It really was. I played for every day for like 10 years. And it was rough, man. Yeah,
I missed my high school graduation for it.
Oh no, I missed my high school graduation to watch a football game.
Oh yeah.
I missed my son's birth for a football game.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it wasn't planned, but it happened.
When,
I wanted to watch Reggie Bush. I wanted to watch Matt Leinart. They were playing Virginia Tech. I'll never forget. August 29th, 2004. 2004. I go Google it. 29th. It was actually 28th. It was the night before. So my wife went into labor, and I got called, and they were like, "You missed it," because back then you didn't have cell phones like this.
Right.
I had cell phones plugged into the car while you were at the bar. So I went and checked my phone in between the game, and my phone was blowing up. And it was my dad. "Where are you?" "We're at the hospital." And I was like, but we were in Orlando. I didn't know where we were. We were at a destination wedding. My twin brother was getting married. So she went into labor at the reception, and we ended the reception to go watch the game, my brother and I. But then my brother ended up going up to the room. He passed out. He was drunk. I was the only one at the bar. So I didn't know where I was. We were in the middle of Orlando, man. I don't know anything about that place.
My son, he's 8 months now, and
Congratulations.
Thank you. When when she was going into labor, we got a facility where it's like a birthing center. It's like private, and so we have like the kitchen is it's just us, right?
Yeah.
And so we have like just comfort. We have options to do like a water birth, and it's very nice, right? So we're there, and it's late, and we're all hungry, and so I'm like, hey, let me go to hey, where's it?
I was like, is this the Tommy's?
I was like, I'm gonna go to Tommy's really quick and go grab some food for us. And our midwife was like, she's like, no. And she turned around and she looked at me. She's like, you ain't going nowhere. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah. She was like, anyways, if I would have went to Tommy's and got some food,
missed the baby.
I would have missed the baby. Because like within like 6 minutes, Dougie Fresher on,
Yeah.
and he came in just right there. And it was amazing, man. But perfect, right? But yeah,
I haven't missed any of the other kids. I just missed my son. That's it. I missed him. I haven't missed the other ones. So I was happy about that. No, I was there with I pulled my daughter out, and then my little man, he was born really early. He was 29 weeks. So he was 3 pounds, and it was real. So
but he's good now, though, right? Because he said he's older.
8th grade.
Oh, okay, cool, man.
He's a pain in my ass. He's a GameStop guy.
What's his name?
Aiden.
Shout out to Aiden. What's up, Aiden?
Yeah, that dude. I'm supposed to pick him up from school right now. I don't know when. What time is it, Mike? I'll go in a little bit.
1:30.
We're good.
1:36.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I know you hang out with that other guy. You're your best friend now. You don't hang out with me anymore. So.
Oh, AB.
Yeah, man. You and AB connected at the hip. So.
Hey, hey, check this out. AB and I were. I mean, I don't know. I'm old enough to be his dad. Maybe I'm like. We're like 13, 14 years apart. But our birthday is exactly the same. His birthday was yesterday, the 14th. Mine was was it Thursday or Wednesday? Thursday. And so
Happy
it's
birthday.
like, thank you. And then, so it's like, we're both Leos. We both, have that, we both have that inner circle.
Bro, do you want the mistletoe now or do you want it later?
Probably later, man.
Yeah, you're too much, bro. You're too much. I swear to you. I'm telling you, these guys. No, young and old enough to be yeah. If it's like one of these kids out here in the ghetto having babies at 13, 14, yeah.
Yeah, you got grandmas that are 37, 35, teen mom and all that stuff like that. We're talking about that too. We're cracking up.
No.
Yeah, I talk to AB quite a bit, man. He's a good dude, man. He's
That's good.
Smart guy. Smart guy.
Well, I appreciate you, Mike. I'm gonna get going. I appreciate everything, brother. I'm happy that you're streaming again. I'm happy that you're getting around again to putting up videos more often. I appreciate Pam saying she's in California.
Yeah, she's out in Long Beach, I believe.
Oh, yeah, I said you go to the movies. Yeah, Pam. Yeah, listen, I'm not here to make fun of people. I hope people know that. I want to just disclaimer to like AMC investors. If you guys don't understand my delivery, from 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, my delivery's always been Adam Aaron's a snake. AMC's not a great investment, and I stand by that thesis. Did a lot of homework on it for a lot of years, and I'm still doing more and more and more. So the narrative's not going to change for me, but as you can see, I'm endearing to the people. Obviously, there's nothing that I get out of hanging out with Mike, and vice versa. We're two individuals that probably have the most respect for each other. And I don't want to speak for Mike, but he has told me to my face, respects the grind, respects the information, but also, just as a man, what is there not to do out here on YouTube? So we're all trying to get the message out there, do it our own way, and hey fam, you know what's up? And my retail fam, I'm here. I'll never wear a Jordan shirt, but you guys know where to find me. All right, GameStop, can't stop, won't stop. GameStop, rants on YouTube. I'll see you guys
brother.
around.
Have a blessed day, man. Absolutely.
Yes,
Thanks for
bless
stopping by.
everybody else, man. Appreciate
bless,
you
man.
guys.
Take it easy.
Like-
All right, man. See you. Late.